Well, since I don't have a proper place to record because I just moved into this new apartment, this video is going to be explained and filmed a little differently. Sometimes I question if it's really me that's guiding myself towards this way of life that I'm living. I'll stop, look around, and ask myself, how did I get here? That's the type of moment I had as I was sitting in the bed of my new empty apartment. I suddenly had a vision of every single decision I had made in the past year to get me to the point where I am right here, right now. And that led me to ask the question, how many of these decisions were unconscious and how many of them were deliberate? Was it really me determining the next outcome of my life, or is someone or something pulling the strings behind the scenes and being the driver? I ask these questions because I started to reread the manga Berserk, which I told you guys a few videos back, but I haven't told you about the central idea surrounding Berserk. And this is the concept of causality. In literal terms, this is the relationship of cause and effect, the principle that everything has a cause. But in Berserk, it takes on a bit of a different meaning. You see, there's this group called the God Hand that seems to be in charge of every event that takes place in the world of Berserk. They even declared that they set all the events to happen the way that they did in the story of Berserk, which I'm obviously not going to spoil because I'm not that guy. You got to go read it for yourself. But rereading this and getting a better grasp on causality, it makes me wonder if there's some sort of universal intelligence that is unconsciously guiding individuals to where they're really meant to be in this world. Oftentimes when I make a decision to do something and I actually do that thing, I ask myself, why did I do this? And did I really do this? And the same phenomenon happens when I try to figure out problems in my life. Here's a story that explains what I'm trying to talk about really well. I was still supposed to be in Las Vegas right now. I had planned to get an Airbnb in late February with 3 other people from the first house for at least a few months, and then 2 of them backed out, and we didn't even end up going to that Airbnb. So I was supposed to go to this next Airbnb house with 3 other people for at least 2 months, and due to unforeseen circumstances, it ended up being for just 1 month in an Airbnb we had not planned, and I was with 1 other person. And so that leaves the question, was this meant to happen? Was the universe trying to push me out of Vegas sooner? This felt more than just a, oh, well, you know, shit happens type of moment. Most people would say that I myself made the decision to come back to Buffalo, but if all of that stuff wouldn't have happened with the Airbnb, then I would still be somewhere on the West Coast right now. So was it really my decision to move back here to Buffalo, or was it something incomprehensible to the human mind that pushed me to be here right now explaining this YouTube video? The truth is, I do think there is something within the universe that helps guide me through my life and show me and teach me things that will lead me down the right path. Call it God or whatever you like, but I'm just gonna call it the universal intelligence, or UI for short. With this mindset, you might think that I think I have no control over my life, and this universal intelligence is what's behind the scenes making all of my decisions, but I really don't think that way. I feel totally in control of my path. It's not as simple as being a puppet of this causality. All right, here's what I think. I think that both free will and determinism exist. So people who only believe in free will would say that it was my decision and my decision only to cancel the next Airbnb and then get a hotel room and then move to a new one and then move here. It was all in my power of doing. People who only believe in determinism would say that I had no power at all in these decisions and it was all causality at play. And I had no choice in the matter. Now to me, these both don't provide a full explanation of how the universe works. I believe the universal intelligence pushes us down a path that aligns with our inward beliefs and what we think we deserve, which is the determinism aspect of this. And it is up to us, our free will, to actualize this. So let me explain this again through the story of Berserk and the part of the story that I have not talked about yet. So in the story, the main character Guts seems to be the only character that can escape the God Hand's power, aka causality. He has escaped death in his life more times than I can even count, due to his own will, his own power to push forward through extremely tough situations. He does this because he truly believes in himself and he believes he's not ready to die, and that keeps him pushing forward no matter what, when he should absolutely be dead. So sure, the God Hand may have set up all the events in Berserk to go down the way that they did, but they even say in the story they can't determine or see everything that will happen. I think the story of Berserk is supposed to show us that we do still have free will and we can still battle causality and determinism no matter what the circumstances are. Based on past events, the events of now are more likely, but you still have your free will to change or alter these present events. But the question that I struggle with and most people struggle with is, when do we allow determinism to push us towards the right or wrong direction, and when should we fight against it? Now, we might be getting into some law of attraction stuff here, but I think there's no denying that your beliefs about yourself and the world are what shape the reality around you. And when you start to shift what you believe you can achieve and do, then this universal intelligence starts working in your favor towards achieving whatever you're trying to accomplish. So this is why I say that both of them exist, and your free will is the thing that can change the determinism. It requires your free will to change the flow of determinism. For the past 4 years, I have been believing and affirming that I'm gonna be a successful YouTuber and online business owner. It's even written in one of my journals that I have here, all the way back in September of 2017. And as I started to believe that more and more and put in more of the work necessary to get to that goal, then the universal intelligence and things around me just started to work towards my favor towards getting that. So here's what I would say, and I would say this is the goal that you should take away from this video. If you are early on in your personal development journey or getting whatever you're trying to get, it's gonna be a lot harder to get that determinism, those universal intelligences that push you towards the right direction on your side. So it requires more willpower and more of your free will at first to get that universal intelligence to work in your favor. Personally, where I'm at in my place now, I trust almost always what the universe puts towards me, and I trust that it's gonna push me towards the right direction and that the next thing that I'm gonna do is gonna be the right thing. I have a lot of trust in that, but I don't think that this works for people who are down really bad, depressed, sad, because when you have those beliefs in your head and you are in that sort of negative vibe, then you're never really gonna attract what you wanna attract. And I think the universal intelligence at that frequency is not gonna give you or push you towards the right direction at all. So here's what you need to do with your willpower, with your free will. You need to genuinely believe that you already are at the point where you want to be and put in the work necessary to get there. This is like basic law of attraction type stuff. And eventually, as you keep doing this, you will find that you have to impose your free will less and less, because that universal intelligence just makes you become that person even more and makes things in your environment help you to become that person more and more. But no matter where you are in your journey, use your free will and fight against determinism in terms of things that are negative towards your life. And this is still what I do till this day. I want to become more and grow more, and determinism and this universal intelligence sometimes pushes bad things on me and things that won't allow me to achieve that goal. And so I got to use my willpower to fight against it, and then it starts working in my favor towards that thing. And that is the whole spice of life. That's what you got to do with life. So for those people who think they have no control over their life or no power over their reality, it's really just that you're not far enough in your journey of whatever you're trying to achieve, and you need to start using more willpower and your free will to start believing it and envisioning it, and then you'll see that the universe starts to work in your favor and determinism starts to work out really nicely for you. Thank you to all my patrons on this channel on Patreon. That's where I'm putting out exclusive content like podcast videos, blog posts, and giving one-on-one advice. You can check that out using the link in the description, patreon.com/Cole Hastings. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and leave a like if you want to. I really appreciate you for sticking around till the end, and I hope that you start using more of your free will. That is it. I'll see you guys in the next video.